unicorns, just in case you are new, my name is Natalie and this is my Cafecito y Pan Dulce YouTube channel where we have coffee talks about anything and everything. For today, this video is specifically for any teachers out there that are having trouble finding resources to design lessons from their homes, and that is mostly online based since there's no teacher-student interaction going on right now in most of the world, I guess. A few little disclaimers before I go ahead and just let you continue watching the video. I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and I am designing one lesson for all of them. I do not use all the resources that are out there. I would suggest Googling. A lot of places that normally charge for their online resources are now allowing teachers to use it for free. And my third disclaimer was that I teach science, because I don't think I mentioned that. But a lot of the resources that I am using in my video can be used for many different subject areas. Okay, so that's basically everything. I hope that you guys enjoy it, find it helpful. I was just feeling a little extra creative and thought I would share just in case anybody is struggling with how they're designing their lessons or finding resources to design them. Enjoy the video. Okay, so the first thing I start off by doing is picking out a theme for the week. This is only my second week of planning for online and not in the classroom. So last week the theme was coronavirus, COVID-19, and I just taught the kids a little bit about the coronavirus every single day. For this week, our theme is water. So after that, I go through and actually label the day and the date for each day. And I pick a cool activity or a specific activity for each day. So for Monday, we're going to watch a documentary. For Tuesday, we are going to be doing an at-home science experiment. For Wednesday, we are doing, I decided later on an art activity that we can also do while we do our virtual chat. For Thursday, it's going to be a virtual field trip, and for Friday, it's a current event article that we will be reading. So one of my favorite resources to use is YouTube, because not everybody has a subscription to Netflix, and not everybody has other subscriptions, and plus YouTube is on everybody's phone. They don't have to load it on Safari, so sometimes with BrainPop and what's the other one? I forgot the other one, but those you have to load on Safari, so sometimes they aren't as great quality as if you're just watching a normal YouTube video. So for the documentary, I started off just searching water on YouTube just to see what would come up, and then I learned I would have to more specifically research water documentary. So that's what I did. I just picked a few different ones, and I actually ended up picking 3 different ones that specifically go with science material. So one of them would go with the science material for 6th graders, one of them would go with the science material for 7th graders, and one of them would go with the science material for 8th graders. However, I made a little note to them on the Google Doc letting them know that they could end up picking whichever one they thought was most interesting, and I just had them write down as their discussion questions 3 to 5 sentences kind of summarizing the documentary. That way they don't just watch the first 10 minutes, but at the same time I won't be so picky that they have to actually watch the whole documentary, because to be completely honest, I don't have time to watch 3 different documentaries, so I'm not going to watch them all completely either. And then after they give me 3 to 5 sentences summarizing, I ask them to give me 2 to 3 sentences of what they learned in the documentary. And that is the assignment for Monday. So then for Tuesday, we are going to be doing an at-home experiment. And for that, my go-to place is Pinterest. I just searched up at-home experiments, I think, for water, and I can just scroll through it and pick out 2 or 3 different kinds. I did not specify on my lesson plans what 2 experiments I wanted to try, but I just specified on there that I would be recording myself doing them at home and posting the video on my Instagram page and also on Google Classroom for the students to see. I will also be posting details of the experiment I will be doing so that they can recreate it and try to send me videos or pictures of them recreating it. I posted originally as the whole experiment and not just the steps to the experiment, just in case students do not have the materials to do the experiment on their own at home. And I didn't have them write down anything specific for holding them accountable. I guess the way that I'm holding them accountable for this is just them choosing to post a picture or send me a video, or they can even just comment on it. And this experiment, or this idea, actually came from a parent. I had thought about it, but the way I was thinking about it was that it had to be a fancy experiment. But I think the conversation I had with the parent kind of just encouraged me to just do a simple experiment, something that the parents can do with them or an older sibling can do with them. And yeah, I thought it was just a fun little break of reading and watching videos and getting to do some hands-on learning, because that's the big part about science. Okay, so for Wednesday, I actually came up with the idea of what we could do when I was walking by a book that I actually have that has to do with the ocean. And I like to involve different activities every week. I love that science can be very encompassing of very different disciplines. So I decided to make it art themed, and this is also the day I will be doing some kind of video chat. Last time we did it with Zoom, but it was blocked on school Chromebooks, so I think we're going to try Google Classroom video chat this week, and I have a specific time for them too, because I also have some students that are actually writing down schedules for themselves. So anyways, the activity for this day is going to be just for them to draw a picture, paint a picture, color a picture, print off a picture, Photoshop a picture of them in some kind of water scene. I told them to get creative. There was no right or wrong. And that I would make one for myself too and let them see it. I might even make my younger sisters do it with me since they're not really doing their schoolwork. And then that way, my students, like, I'll post it on my Instagram or post it on the Google Classroom, and it just encourages them and keeps them accountable, and they can send me theirs as well. So for Thursday, I tried to make it a little creative. As soon as we got the notification that schools were going to be closed, I feel like I saw a lot of these ideas out there to have virtual field trips, and I decided to use one of YouTube's 360 videos as a virtual field trip idea. I picked one that had to do with a coral reef in Indonesia. As you'll be able to see on my screen, my Wi-Fi is extremely slow at home when I was filming this or screen recording this, so the quality hopefully will not look this way to students. But it's really cool. They get to, like, on their phones, if they move and switch their phones around, they get to see different aspects of the video because the video is filmed in 360 technology. And if they are on a Chromebook, they have the little arrows they can use on the upper left-hand side, as you see me using on there, to move the screen around. I just watched the whole video through, listened to the expert that was speaking, and I came up with a few questions that I could ask them in regards to the 360 field trip. Okay, before I moved on to describing the detail of my last lesson, I went back to the Wednesday description of the assignment to just add a few details for parents to note about the video chat and also for students. All of this, all the assignments I post every day on my Instagram to remind the students. This whole document, though, is copy and pasted into a shared document with other teachers that gets emailed to parents. So, after I put down all the details, I went back to Friday, and I decided, because it's important for every discipline to have some kind of reading activity, in my opinion, for every week that we are off, I I choose an article from newsela.com. It is free, and I just sign in with my Clever ID that I have for my school, but you can sign in with your Google ID or Microsoft ID, and you can just go on the search bar and you can type in anything and go through all the articles and find any articles that specifically relate to whatever topic you are trying to find some kind of reading for. The nice thing about News ELA is also that you get to choose different reading levels depending on what grade you teach. So I just copied and pasted the link of a couple different articles so that I give my students or also parents the choice of which article they want to read. And then I just had them do the same assignment as I had them do for the documentary. So give me 3 to 5 sentences summarizing the article and 2 to 3 sentences telling me what they learned. And I do read through them, and I had them choose between 2 different articles just so that students get the choice, but also so that parents get some kind of choice in the matter too. So those are the 5 different assignments I have for each different day. I don't think it's very likely that I will, if they extend this cancellation of public schools, I guess, I don't think it's very likely that I would actually go through and lesson plan for the 3 different subjects that I teach, just because the sources that we have online are very limited. But I think I would like to keep this theme for each day, or similar themes for each day. And then at the very end of it all, since I already have a clear whole picture idea of what I am giving to the students, I just write a little summary or a little message somehow that communicates to the parents what the theme is, what activities we will have, and any other communication I want to give to the parents. Again, this gets sent as a whole document or email to parents. I do not do that. I just copy and paste it into the document that gets sent to parents. If your school isn't doing something like this, I think it would be cool if there was a teacher that decided to take a leadership role and kind of take on the project. And again, this is just what I am doing also to keep myself busy and keep myself on a regular schedule somehow. If you have kids at home or your own family to take care of, then I don't know if I would expect all of this from myself if I was in that same situation. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful somehow. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and you can also communicate with me through my Instagram if you want to follow me on there, the Miss Yanis Science one. I also have my personal Instagram linked down below, but I do not let students follow me on there. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.